Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering the Bud Light and Miller Lite controversies. Joe Rogan is going after Miller Lite. You can't blame him. It's a ridiculous situation coming from the Daily Mail. Quote, I'd like to see a pie chart of how many women brew or drink beer, Joe Rogan mocks stupid Miller Lite campaign that apologized for ads using bikini-clad women to sell product. Bikini-clad women is what Miller Lite used to be all about, and it used to sell billions and billions of dollars worth of beer, but no longer. They don't want to have that. They need to apologize, they say, for putting out campaigns that actually attracted men and women to buy their beer. Let's get into this article from the Daily Mail. Before we do, please be sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. We're almost at 10,000 subs. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Joe Rogan has mocked a resurfaced Miller Lite commercial that apologized for the beer company's history of advertisements featuring women in bikinis. The advertisement, which was originally released for Women's History Month in March this year, touted the historic role of women in the beer brewing process going all the way back to early civilization. Some of those bikini-clad advertisements were great. It wasn't just pictures, it was also video. Hey, that would make me buy beer. It made many men and many women buy beer, but no longer. Rogan and his guest, author Jack Carr, discussed the resurfaced ad in this week's Tuesday edition of his podcast, calling it crazy and stupid. Quote, I'd like to see a pie chart of how many women are actually involved in making beer or drinking beer, the podcaster said, defending old advertisements that previously used scantily clad women to sell the product. Miller Lite used March's advertisement to launch the Bad Shit, Good Shit campaign, where they said they would buy up old marketing materials and turn them into compost, which could then be used to make fertilizer. That fertilizer would then be donated to female hops farmers, whose products would then be sent to female brewers. It's convoluted, it's a little impractical, and it's embarrassing. Of course, it's ridiculous. Let me know what you think of the ad in the comments below. Quote, oh God, I hate identity politics with a passion. I really do. It's so stupid, Joe Rogan said after watching the ad. It does dumb down society. All of these ridiculous identity politics, ads, promotions, merchandise, media, movies. What an embarrassment. It's lowering the intelligence of our culture. Human beings made beer, okay? And some human beings look good in bikinis. It's like, what are we doing? It's crazy, Carr agreed. Rogan and Carr continued discussing the advertisement and how they wish they had old Miller Lite ads, as they said it would be worth more following the beer company's campaign to buy them back. So old posters, advertisements, things like that would go up in value. Cardboard cutouts. Rogan and Carr continued to discuss the new ad and its relation to the recent controversy surrounding Bud Light and its partnership with transgender TikTok star Dylan Mulvaney. Podcast producer Jamie Vernon questioned why the advertisement was prevalent on social media again. Why would something like that get resurfaced like on a Monday? Now everyone's talking about it, Vernon said. Well, the Daily Wire was tweeting out the video. The Post Millennial was tweeting it out. Everybody was retweeting it. It got hot again. Quote, because people are angry, Rogan replied. They're looking to be angry. I think the Bud Light thing was probably so overwhelming that no one paid attention to anything else. And now that's kind of died down. It's also stupid. The Miller Lite Women's History Month ad features comedian Ilana Glazer, who touts, quote, it's time beer made it up for women. Glazer explained in the commercial that Miller Lite had created a campaign for Women's History Month to buy up old marketing materials and turn them into compost, which could then be used to make fertilizer and hops for women beer producers and farmers. The 1 minute and 30-second ad sees Glazer rip the company for its history of campaigns featuring bikini-clad women. Oh, here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever, Glazer begins. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. At least you got attention. The comedian produced some of the company's old posters and cardboard cutouts with the females' faces now pixelated to protect the innocent. Quote, look at this shit. Wild, the comedian remarked. It's time beer made it up to women, she continued. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their shit, but the whole beer industry shit. Glazer stated that the beer company had been busy buying up some of its old marketing materials online to convert them into compost for female hops farmers to grow more than 1,000 pounds of hops that would then be sent to female brewers. Here's a classic old ad. Can you find the bottle of Miller Lite in this picture? By the way, it tastes great. Actually took me a while and I was like, oh, okay, that's the bottle. That's where it is. Quote, there's definitely more shit out there in your attic, in your garage, in your parents' basement, she added. Quote, send your shit you have to Miller Lite and they'll turn it into good shit too, Glazer pledged. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer. Behind the campaign was an all-female team, which kind of makes sense because I mean, what guy would have said, sure, go ahead with this? The company revealed in a mass press release. It said the ad continues the brand's work empowering women in beer. This is the latest campaign by the beer company seen as cleaning up its traditional image. The brand made a name for itself in the late 1990s and early 2000s for its commercials and advertisements featuring bikini-clad women. Last year, Miller Lite released a new can featuring Mary Isle, the first known female brewer, for July 4th. Instead of its typical slogan, a fine Pilsner beer, the Mary Isle cans read, there's no beer without women. Now, Matt Gaetz also had something to say about this. Matt Gaetz says, nobody wants to buy beer from Lizzo. That's Lizzo. Okay? Who would want to buy beer from Lizzo? Defending Miller Lite's bikini ads that the firm apologized for and says they encourage men to buy beer. Republican Gaetz said that he didn't think it was crazy to say that good-looking women in bikinis sell beer. No, because it's kind of proven to work. Molson Coors, which owns Miller Lite, was quick to defend its latest 1 minute and 30-second advertisement with comedian Ilana Glazer. So after all of this controversy, Miller Lite scrubbed their Woke Women's History Month ad amid the backlash. They initially posted it on March 7th when it started trending on social media this week, prompted by efforts to show that other companies besides Bud Light were pushing woke propaganda to their customers. They cut this off. They also had a link where you could contact them to send your beer posters, and that link also no longer works. Clearly, they knew they had to hide what they were doing, and they did hide what they were doing. Also, going back a little bit in the past, Miller Lite's new feminist spokeswoman previously ran, quote, Horny for the Polls stripper-themed comedy tour. This was to promote Democrat voting. So she was willing to sexualize the voting process, promote it, which of course we all kind of missed it because for whatever reason, Ilana Glazer is just not attracting that much attention. But the website for her tour features a woman in a bra and shorts dancing on a stripper pole. While many of the tour dates were canceled due to COVID-19, Glazer did make an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel to discuss the tour in January 2020. Quote, in every city I go to do stand-up, I'm going to stay an extra day and throw a voter empowerment dance party, Glazer explains about the tour to Jimmy Kimmel Live. But we dance for like 15 minutes at a time, and then we pause, and I call it synagogue announcements. We pause for temple time, and we invite Democratic candidates up, and I ask people, to get their Instagram. Hard to believe why this didn't work. If you have any idea why this voter to the polls thing didn't work with the stripper pole, let me know what you think. When she mentioned the name of the tour, Kimmel commented that might rule out most of the Republican candidates, and Glazer responded, good riddance. Well, so there you go for that hypocrisy. This is why they got themselves in trouble. This is why Joe Rogan is blasting them. And who knows, they could be in some serious trouble facing another Bud Light type of boycott. The Bud Light boycott has absolutely destroyed the Bud Light brand. Done several videos about it. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Do you think Joe Rogan and Matt Gaetz are kind of starting a fire here that's going to catch on? Is this going to turn into another Bud Light situation? Always love to see what you have to say. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and subscribing. Please be sure you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.